We are punch drunk and we are in checkmate. These activities and policies are being implemented by Obama, his handlers, his administration, ideology, all of his forces have this whole nation hostage with a gun to our heads. Even if they are not here anymore, once they leave, even if they are voted out, we still have to, in order to clear our names from all this debt, we have to continue to implement his plans so that the government can completely take over all the banks and financial institutions and then tell itself that it doesn't have to pay its own debt. It will cancel out the debt once it owns both the bank and it is the government that borrowed the money from the bank. It is also the government that borrowed the money from the bank in order to bail out the bank, which ended up buying out the bank. And so now it won't owe the money. It's without spelling out for the banks that it's taking over the banks. It's taking over the banks. Make no mistake. Don't be fooled. Pretty soon there will be no turning back. It's going to be very difficult to turn back now. The deeper we get, the more difficult it will be, and pretty soon it will be impossible. Very soon. In the next few weeks, if this is allowed to keep going on, we will become very USSR-like. Congressmen, Republicans, Democrats. We have to go cold turkey on the buyouts and the bailouts and the stimulus. No more money printed. Just say no. How is it exactly, anyway, that 6% of the mortgage foreclosures caused all this damage? Why do we think we cannot do this without foreclosing on it as well? We can't. Don't tell me that we must do this. Make some difficult choices. You know, this. We must not do, not just not, we don't have to do this. We must not do this. Let's just foreclose on this shit right now. Let's move out. We can't afford this. Let's go. The government's not going to cut any programs. They're piling on more. You know that. The green economy, the free health care. With their free health care, they will take over insurance, banks, hospitals, construction, doctors. Nobody will want to be a doctor. You won't get paid any more than a janitor by being a doctor. There will be no motivation in going to all that school and then getting accused of malpractice. He thinks he's going to get money to pay for this from the cap and trade? Oh, by billing the big electric companies and coal companies? Making them pay out the ass for polluting? The only reason they're polluting is because you're out here demanding. You got 5 TV sets on in your house at any given time, plus at least 1 computer, plus who knows what else, your air conditioner. You're going to plug your electric car or cars into the wall and charge them all up. You know what? There's not going to be any electricity. You're not going to be able to afford it. These companies ain't going to be open. You're not going to be going to work. Atlas Shrugged is coming, okay? Atlas Shrugged is coming. If this Obama method, if it's allowed to continue, Atlas Shrugged is coming. I'm not fucking joking. It's not my opinion. I'm not trying to down the man. Well, yeah, I am trying to make him go away. Yes, I'm trying to disrepute him. I am discounting him. Do not listen to a word he says. He's not really saying it anyway. Rahm Emanuel and David Axelrod and them fucking queers back there in the back of the room at the press conference with their shitting grins and their Nazi-like countenances staring over the crowd of disappointed reporters that don't get asked any questions. Yeah, all this is fuzzy math, people. He said back in January 2008, very little heard goddamn radio interview that he did, that under my policies, the prices of coal and energy would necessarily skyrocket. He wants the prices to go up. He wants gasoline to go whew, coal, whew, energy, electricity. Whew. He doesn't want you to do anything. He wants to fly around on the plane that you built for him, but he doesn't want you to even get in your little Dodge Dakota or whatever the hell you drive. John Maynard Keynes said that the best way to destroy capitalism is to debauch the currency. Rush Limbaugh often says that the most expensive commodity out there is ignorance. And the American people have been very ignorant and proud of it too. People love to I don't know anything about math. I don't know anything about history. I hate books. I hate reading. But I have a right to my opinion. I have a right to freedom of speech to voice my opinion, and don't try to stand in my way when I go to vote. Totally ignorant, man. Sadly ignorant. Dangerously ignorant. Your ignorance is going to kill me and many other people watching this. Or any other people watching it. Probably nobody will watch it. Nobody watches any of my videos. You're the only one. Many Americans, even the ignorant ones, they still harbor a gut feeling. They smelled a rat. Something didn't sit right with them. And about what, they're not exactly sure, you know. There's something about Barry. Why do you build me up, Buttercup? When most of people start searching for the truth, they don't like what they find because it often ends up making them not look so good in the mirror. They never really paid attention to everything that was said about him. People wanted to be a part of history. Thinking people with legitimate disagreements and suspicions, the omens past, people who understood or disagreed with what they knew he really believed, his ideologies. When he gave every indication in the past for people who researched of what he really believed and wanted to bring about if he obtained power and disagreed with it, didn't want that to happen. These people were simply written off and laughed at as racists and using the guilt by association tactic and something about Barry. I hope somebody can put my mind at ease, because the Omen ran on hope and change. Every candidate tries to have a positive message, you know. What do you expect to be told by the Manchurian candidate? Did you expect the Omen to promise you hopelessness and drastic change, eventual collapse, pandemonium? Which, did you know, I just found out, means demons everywhere? That would look real good on a bumper sticker. This is a very scary plan, people. And the very scary part of this plan that nobody has seemed to mention yet, that just like struck me like a bolt of lightning, is the fact that this change is not changeable once it's started. He has set into motion a process. And unless this process is seen through the entire cycle of the plan to its end game, change is not changeable. If we find out we don't like this, once we're along the path somewhat, we won't just be able to change back anywhere nearly as quickly as we changed into what we change into. You take Obama's bait, it'll be hook, line, and sinker. It will be impossible to remove until it passes completely through our collective bowels. By the time that happens, our insides will be ripped to shreds, okay? We will have lost so much blood that the other nations will go predatory on us. They will loot whatever we Americans haven't yet cannibalized from each other. Jesus said the meek shall inherit the earth. Didn't figure on it happening quite this way, but I hate to be so graphic, but this is very grave. This is extremely deadly serious. It doesn't matter what I think about it. This is not my opinion. This is realistically looking at the future. And there's, with an inevitable, imminent outcome, and a terrible series of events that we are all going to go through, which may leave many of us dead. This is suicide. It's a suicide pill he wants you to take. Do a Nancy Reagan on his ass. Just say no. Just say no. Pretty soon there will be no turning back. The deeper we get, the more difficult it will be, and pretty soon it will be impossible. Very soon. In the next few weeks, if this is allowed to keep going on.